everybody. It's Heather Rebecca Wilson, motivational speaker and multicultural women's success coach. Welcome. I'm going to flip this camera around. Okay. Setting this up so that we have some good light. How is everybody? I'm back in my office. Oh no. Spilled something. Okay. Hi, Janet. Who's here? Who is here? Welcome, welcome. Where are you guys joining me from? We're gonna take a little time and let people get here. Welcome. More people. This is fantastic. Hello everybody. Hey. Awesome. There are more people here. Hello from Los Angeles. Fantastic. This is awesome, you guys. Hello. Mark our Fitness. Hello there. All right. This is so great. From London. Excellent. All right, well, I guess we'll get started. So, this is Heather. Well, I am Heather Rebecca Wilson. I am a motivational speaker and multicultural women's success coach. Thank you for joining me today. So today I am scoping about my worst habit and how I was able to overcome it. And I definitely want to hear from you guys at some point. Oh, thank you for the hearts. I love the hearts, please. Lots of hearts. I appreciate that so much. I want to hear from you guys at some point, what you think your worst habits are. But for me, my worst habit for sure was self-abandoning. And what that means is basically, during tough times or challenging times, I would turn on myself and actually be really mean to myself when I should have been, and I hate to use the word should, but I could have been more loving towards myself. So basically, just to give you an anecdote, and this is my part of my core story. So a few years ago, before I was a coach, but I was already using coaching skills, I was living in LA. I was stuck at a job that wasn't, absolutely fulfilling for me. I had a lot of shame about it. Ooh, lots of hearts. Hello, thank you. I love those hearts. Yeah, so I was stuck at a job that I really didn't like. So I was very unhappy, and I was single. All of my friends were getting married and buying houses and creating families, and I was just this single person who was kind of lost. And so thank you for all those hearts. I really appreciate those. So what I did was I decided, okay, I'm gonna do an inventory of my life. And I forget what article. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think a lot of people feel this way, right? I think this happens maybe for women, especially in their late 20s to early 30s. Because I think when I was younger, I thought, oh, by the time I'm 30, my life is going to look like this. And my life was really not looking what I thought it was going to look like. And it wasn't looking like any of my friends' lives. So thank you for these hearts, by the way. So anyway, I forget what book I read or what article I read, but I decided, okay, I'm going to do an inventory of my life. And so I took a yellow legal pad and took, a page for each category of my life. So there was health and wellness and finances and relationships. I forget, spirituality, right? So I divided my life up into categories, and I, did an honest assessment of where I was in relation to where I wanted to be. And it was a really enlightening experience. It was really hard though, because when I put everything down on paper, it just confirmed the feelings that I was already having, right? Like, I'm not where I need to be. I mean, just to put it down, it was really hard. And instead of, you know, devising a plan to, you know, make the changes necessary to get to where I wanted to be, I basically turned on myself and just started beating myself up. Like, I'm such a loser, you know, like, no wonder no one wants to hang out with me. I mean, all of my friends were just like in a different phase of life and, you know, hanging out with their partners and their kids. And, you know, I mean, I think that's hard for anybody to go through. I mean, let's see some hearts if you guys know what that's like when your friends kind of like move on to another phase of life and you feel left behind. Like, I totally felt left behind, and I think it was worse because I was insecure and unhappy about where I was in my life, and so I took that really personally. So anyway, I turned on myself. I self-abandoned, which is the ultimate betrayal, right? When you turn on yourself. And yeah, I just started beating myself up. I was just like, I suck, I'm a loser, you know, my life is over, you know, it's too late for me, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, and, you know, and the other thing I used to do was, you know, I think this falls under the umbrella of self-abandoning, is that I would compare myself to other people all the time. So yeah, there was comparing myself to other people, a lot of negative self-talk, you know, and shortly after that, I attracted somebody into my life. I attracted a relationship into my life that reflected how badly, like, I was feeling on the inside about myself. So, you know, I attracted an emotionally abusive relationship into my life, you know, which was super tough. And I'm really grateful for that experience now, because I think before that, I would judge women who were in unhealthy relationships. You know, I'd be like, you know, what's wrong with her? Like, can't she see that she's so great? And like, why is she with this loser? Blah, blah, blah. I now have a lot of compassion for women in these situations, because when you do have a partner in your life that, when you're in a bad relationship, that partner that you've attracted, that relationship you've attracted, is just an outward manifestation of how you feel about yourself, right? It's a reflection of your internal state. So while it was really hard, it was a really difficult experience, I'm really glad that I went through that, because it showed me how I was feeling about myself. So that was really my worst habit, was self-abandoning. So I don't do that anymore. But the reason I don't do that anymore is because I rewired my brain and, you know, really dedicated myself to healing a lot of unfinished business from childhood. So basically, I mean, if you guys have been following me at all, you guys know that I am multiracial, and I self-identify, yeah, as multiracial. My mom's from the Philippines, but she's also mixed with like Chinese and Italian and Spanish. My dad self-identifies as African American. He's mixed with Irish and Native American. So, you know, my insecurities came from growing up multiracial in a very white suburb of Washington, D.C., and going to a very white school. So, you know, I never felt like I was good enough, right? Like, I didn't feel like I was black enough for the black side of my family. I didn't feel like I was Filipino enough for the Filipino side, or white enough for my friends at school. And there's a whole story behind all of that. But yeah, I had a lot of insecurities growing up. I just felt like I never fit in anywhere, and that I wasn't good enough. And so that was kind of the negative tape that was running through my head for 25 to 30 years. And I didn't realize it. You know, it was really this insidious thing that was just kind of like happening behind the scenes, but very, very powerful, and influenced, you know, my actions, my thoughts, and you know, it influenced, you know, the life that I had. Those thoughts created the life that I had. So, I guess around 35, I went through a breakup, and I just had like a breakthrough where, you know, I guess I was talking to my brother like the day after my breakup, and you know, I was just like, why is this happening to me? Blah, 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 blah. And then my brother's like, you know, you're really hard on yourself. Like, you should just like chill out. Like, why are you so hard on yourself? And a light bulb just went off in my head. And I was like, well, shit, like, why am I so hard on myself? And that's true. I am so hard on myself. And, you know, that's a limiting belief. Like, that is my block. Like, that's what I need to heal. And so for whatever reason, I got it. I mean, I think, you know, we all have our breaking points, and I was just like sick of being in pain, and I was sick of like feeling bad about myself. So I just decided that, you know what, I am going to heal. I'm going to deal with this unfinished business. So I was intuitively guided to get a coach, because I knew that I needed help with this. Like, if I knew how to get rid of this block or this limiting belief on my own, I would have done it by then, you know. So I was humble enough to reach out for help, and I'm so glad that I did, because I you know, got this amazing coach in my life, and she really helped me work through all these issues. And yeah, I just developed a lot of really good habits that I still utilize today, if that's the right way of saying it. But you know, through just meditation and using mantras, and really just unpacking the hurt from my identity journey growing up, I was able to, you know, heal myself. But it took a lot of discipline, and it took a lot of commitment, you know. And I think when people say, oh yeah, I'm interested in personal development, I'm interested in healing, you know, that's a lot of BS, because interested means you are willing to do it when it's convenient. But when you are committed, when it's a priority, like, that's when real healing occurs. So basically, like, I made it a non-negotiable. Like, I am healing this because I'm sick of living this way, because I just felt like I deserve a life that's better than this. Like, I deserve to be happy, and like, why am I beating myself up all the time? Like, this is stupid. So anyway, that's how I was able to overcome my worst habit. Did you guys have any questions for me? Just want to know, do you want to share any of your worst habits? I know this is kind of like a sensitive subject. I mean, my unfinished business from childhood wasn't even something that I could verbalize until a few years ago. I mean, it was so traumatic, and it happened at such a young age. It lived as like, thank you for the hearts. It lived as energy in my body, right? Because I think when things happen to you at a young age, when you're a kid, you don't have the language to articulate how you're feeling, right? Like, at that point, I didn't know the difference between a thought and a feeling. I mean, frankly, I know a lot of adults right now who don't know the difference between a thought and a feeling, okay? So yeah, I just, I internalized a lot of negativity and limiting beliefs about myself, you know? So yeah, it just kind of lived in my body, and I knew something was wrong, because anytime, you know, this racial identity topic came up, I remember like that I would start sweating, and that like my throat would close up and my heart would start to race, you know, and finally, yes, thank you, Janet, thank you. You know, when I was able to just like let it out and cry, it was just like the biggest release and relief. And I'm so glad that I committed to my healing, because now I'm free, right? And I don't need to beat myself up anymore. I mean, it was just totally getting in the way of me playing the big game that I'm playing now, right? So now I'm a multicultural women's success coach. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a motivational speaker. I travel all over the world. And I have, you know, a pretty awesome life. But I do think that, well, I know that my life is the result of the thoughts that I think, and my thoughts are the result of my beliefs. And so that's what I did. I had to, you know, rewire my brain and come up with some better beliefs. One of my favorite mantras that I recite every day and multiple times a day is my consciousness is filled with loving, healthy, positive thoughts that reflect themselves in my experience. So if you guys want to take that and use it, I invite you to do so. It's been so helpful for me. You know, when I would write it down, I put it on Post-its on my computer, you know, at my makeup station, in the bathroom. Those things really work. I swear by them. So yeah, definitely take that, use that. The other thing I want to share with you is that I do have a free video training called Growing Up Multiracial to Global Woman Entrepreneur. I'm going to show you the link so that you can go there. So this is the link. It's a bit.ly link. Okay, so it's a really cool video. You're going to hear about my personal journey, you know, more of what I've been talking about today, and the 5 success strategies that I have used to, you know, play a bigger game, right, and reach my personal potential and professional potential. So I have put a lot of work into this. I'm really, really proud of it, and I think that you guys will get a ton out of it. What mantras did you create around your mixed identity? Okay, so here's another mantra, and this was the most important one to get rid of this whole self-abandoning thing. So it was, I love and accept myself exactly as I am, right here and right now. I no longer wait to be perfect in order to love myself. And basically, I would say like most of my affirmations come from Louise Hay, who is the mother of affirmations, and I just find her to be so inspiring. Hey, Eric. Yeah, so that's one of my favorites. I say that all the time, and just so you guys get that again, it's I love and accept myself exactly as I am, right here and right now, and I no longer wait to be perfect in order to love myself. You know, and I think, you know, I'm in DC right now, and this is where I grew up, and this is a really intense city. I love DC because, you know, there are a lot of smart people here. Everybody, you know, is, you know, they keep up with current events. Everybody's really well informed. But there's a lot of pressure to, I don't know, to grab power and make a lot of money. Yes, I followed you. And I think I checked out one of your scopes. You were talking about Straight Outta Compton, which is like one of my favorite movies. But anyway, sorry. What was I saying? Oh my God. I totally forgot what I was saying. Can somebody remind me? What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Darn it. Yes, it is very distracting. Oh my God. You guys, this is terrible. I'm so sorry. Ah! Smart people in DC. Thank you, Janet. You're a friend. Yeah, and I went to a very, very competitive independent school. No, it's okay. It's fine. This is why Periscope is fun, because it's interactive. I went to a very competitive independent school right outside of DC, and yeah, I mean, it was basically a pressure cooker. I mean, I almost like had to take time off of school because I had tension and migraine headaches, you know. So, and I was already really, really being hard on myself because of what had happened to me as a young person. Like, I felt like I had to be perfect in order to be loved. So in addition to just like the East Coast DC, you know, pressure, I was putting additional pressure on myself. And, you know, my parents were putting pressure on me too, but I was the worst. I put a lot of pressure on myself, but I don't know. I'm moving to California. I mean, there are other things going on. Oh my gosh, you felt like you had to be ghetto in order to belong. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It sucks when you feel like you have to show up differently than who you are, right? In order to be accepted or to be loved. Like, that sucks. So what else did I want to share with you guys? Yeah, so I think part of it is just this town. It's DC, but I do think it's kind of the East Coast. It's just like, you know, people are kind of workaholics generally, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm really, so my course that's launching tomorrow, by the way, it's called Master Your Mix, the Multicultural Woman's Guide to Success. I'm reading Janet's thing. Got an A in 10th grade and got obsessed. Yes, yeah, girl, I know all about it. I was a codependent perfectionist, by the way. It was the worst. So yeah, my course launches tomorrow. The registration opens tomorrow. It's called Master Your Mix, the Multicultural Woman's Guide to Success. And so it's a teleclass. There are 4 different modules. You'll get, once you sign up, you'll get an email with all the information of like how to, like what number to call into, what time, but it's basically going to be like 4 Wednesday evenings in October. So you'll call in, I'll talk, you'll get worksheets beforehand, and there'll be time for Q&A afterwards. So it's a live call, and you'll get a chance to ask me some questions, and I can do some laser coaching with you, excuse me. But this course is for smart, creative, ambitious, multicultural or multiracial women that desire to be global leaders that create transformational change in their communities. So it's designed for multiracial or multicultural women, but honestly, I think any woman would benefit from this. I mean, I think, so the way I'm defining multicultural is obviously like if you self-identify as multiracial, you know, or if your parents come from 2 different cultures, or if your home culture, your family culture was different from the majority culture, or if you grew up in one culture and live in another. Like that's the way I'm defining multicultural, but I'm open to any definitions you guys might have. But like I said, I do think any woman could benefit from this course. I think if you desire to have deeper and more authentic relationships with, you know, friends, family, coworkers, team members, joint venture partners, clients, you will benefit from this course. If you desire to be more culturally competent, and that means the ability to work effectively across differences with humility, curiosity, and non-judgment, you will benefit from this course. And I think if you want to be a transformational leader in your community, if you desire to have a more culturally competent, integrated understanding of your leadership identity and your vision for the world and your life purpose, you will benefit from this course. So I'm really excited about it. It's the culmination of all of the personal and professional work that I've done over the years, and I just can't wait to share it with you guys. You're gonna love it. It's awesome. And I'm gonna share with you the things that have worked for me, you know, in terms of my own transformation. So, like I said, I was a codependent perfectionist who like hated herself. You know, I was stuck at a job that I didn't like. I was beating myself up all the time. I mean, I basically just felt like complete shit about myself, and I was able to turn it around. And it's not because I'm special. It's because I committed to my healing. I made my healing my priority, and I humbled myself. You know, and I humbled myself and I reached out for help, and I did that through, you know, getting a coach, and I'm so grateful, and that's why I've become a coach. You know, I don't think that I'm special. Like I said, I just think I committed to it, and I made a decision, right, that I wasn't available to feel bad about myself anymore. So it's a decision. What else I want to tell you? So yeah, course launches tomorrow. Go to this link again, get this free video training. You'll get a bonus PDF as well that outlines the highlights of the training so that you can, you know, look at that later and print it out. I wanted to take different like learning styles into consideration. So get this video. You'll get on my mailing list. What else? What else? I do private coaching. That's on my website as well. I've got a 90-day program called Optimized Intuition. Definitely check that out. I'm also going to do some global luxury intensives. I'm offering them in Florence in the beginning of October. I'm going to offer some in New York City as well because that's where I'm going after that. After that, I'm going to be in LA. So if anybody wants to do an intensive there, I'm happy to do that. Where else? Where else am I going? I'm going to Florida in the beginning of December. I'm going to be presenting at a conference in Tampa, but I'm thinking that I would like to do some global luxury intensives in South Beach. So if that sounds appealing to you guys, definitely drop me a line, sign up for a discovery session, and let's figure out what service is going to be best for you, that's going to be the best fit. So make sure you're following me on Facebook. It's Heather Rebecca Wilson. I have 2 Facebook groups. One is an affinity space for multicultural or multiracial entrepreneurs, and an affinity space, just so you guys are clear on this, is a container for people who self-identify in the same way to discuss issues relevant to their lives, you know, in a space where like they don't feel like they have to teach. And because everybody self-identifies in the same way, not that there's like one multicultural or one multiracial experience, because there isn't, but because everybody self-identifies in the same way, they know where you're coming from, and so it's just like very relaxed and very supportive. So there's an affinity space, multicultural, multiracial entrepreneurs. It's called Mixing It Up in Business. And then I have another group called the Glamorous Global Entrepreneur. And that is just for fabulous global women entrepreneurs to you know, connect with each other, support each other, talk about your different projects, your different services. But yeah, I'm trying to create an awesome community of badass women that want to live huge lives, that want to be connected to their pleasure and joy and not be apologetic about it. Yeah, just basically kick ass. So if that resonates, please come over, check it out, join the community. I would love to meet you. You know, and I think I want to have, you know, some parties all over the world, you know, where we can all get together and meet each other in person. So let's make that happen. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, so I have a YouTube channel. Obviously I'm on Periscope, and I try to put all these Periscopes on YouTube. I'm a little behind on some things, but they're all gonna be there. And then I'm on Instagram. My handle is Heather Rebecca Wilson. The hashtag for my course is Master Your Mix with Heather. So yeah, you guys, this is so fun. I love Periscope. Thank you. I probably will be on tomorrow talking about the course. So if you have any questions, please let me know, but get on my mailing list for real. Okay, this is fun. I love Periscope. All right, you guys have a fabulous day. Love y'all. All right. Erica Sheffer! I'm just getting off. I missed you. But you can watch the replay. All right, I love you guys. Mwah. Bye. I miss your face too. Okay, bye guys.